How's it? Sean here from the Games Yard. Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. The best thinking man's RTS ever made, period. Made by Chris Taylor. He was the whole originator of the Total Annihilation series. He started that. That was his brainchild, baby. And then he went on with the gas-powered games. He went on to make Supreme Commander, Supreme Commander Forged Alliance, which is the expansion, and then Supreme Commander 2. Supreme Commander Forged Alliance is considered to be the best of the series. The best. It's the fleshed out version of Supreme Commander. There's a mod called Forever, Supreme Commander Forever, Forged Alliance Forever, which takes this game to a new level, which expands all the units, balances everything, adds more units all this time. The original game, I think in 2007, Supreme Commander Forged Alliance, the best ever made. There's things that make this game great that no RTS has ever surpassed, period. I loved Supreme Commander. I never played Total Annihilation or Supreme Commander 2, but I went out and bought Supreme Commander, and then I never actually went and bought the Forged Alliance expansion. I never got round to it because the Forged Alliance expansion just came out just straight after, almost in a year from Supreme Commander. It was a standalone expansion, so I just never went and bought it. And I recently picked this up on Steam for 45 Rand. It's about $3. They're giving it away for nothing. This is the best RTS ever made. Grand strategy, grand RTS, come whatever hell on this planet, warfare. Alright, it's the best ever made. Thinking man's RTS. The best. The Supreme Commander 2, I've never played, but I saw an interview with Chris Taylor where he said that there was a lot of mixed reviews for it because they basically dumbed it down. He did an interview on it, and he said that because of budget constraints and timing constraints, they had to get rid of some of the features of the original Supreme Commander. So it's not a bad game. Apparently it's a good game. It's got smaller maps, and they stripped some of the coolest features from this game. Alright, I don't know why they did it. They appealed to a mass market, but this game, there's nothing quite like it. There's nothing ever developed that's close to it, I think, and I love this game. I'm no good at it. I get hammered by the AI all the time. I'm terrible at it, but I still love it. I still play it. Okay, so I'm not going to say anymore. This is just an overview of this great game. I'm just going to play a little bit, just to give you an idea of what this game is. You understand? So there's a campaign. I'm definitely going to be doing the campaign on my channel. But let's just go to the skirmish. I'm going to be doing a whole lot of skirmishes on this great RTS. I'm going to leave it at normal, and then I'm going to do just a basic desert map, just to give you basic features of how this wonderful RTS works. Okay, so we're on the planet. All right. Okay, so now the basics of this game. All right. First things first. There's about 4 factions in this game, and one of them's an alien. Okay, in the Forged Alliance, I think they added an alien. I think there's 4 or 5. I'm not 100% sure. And in the world, in the universe as it stands, it's very expensive. This is how this game works. It's very expensive to move mass and material and armies around the universe. So what these factions do, they fight on different planets, but they don't move the armies there. So this whole thing is a robotic army. You create a robotic army to defeat your opponent, and you are in this. This is called everything's 3D here as well. You're in a sorry, let me just get this here. Yeah, you're in this 3D ACU, okay, and hey, it's a 3D 2007. Can you believe it? And you on this planet, and you're in this army, and you arrive with the schematics loaded on how to build the basic things like barracks and an air factory and all that, and then you build engineers from that, and then your engineers carry on with your building. Now your guy over here, this is an ACU, you can also upgrade him during the game. You can improve his statistics, you can put weapon systems on him, you can make him fly around. I think you can make him better resource, you can make him tougher, have new weapons and whatever on his. But he's the guy you need to protect, because in most games he's the guy. If you kill, he's this guy. Okay, then the game's over. It's like a king in a hill thing. And then your opponent will also land up somewhere here on the planet. You fight it with him, and he's got to do the same thing you do. Now, on all the planets you land, there's these things here called, these are extractions. These are mass extraction points. And you build extractors. Watch my mouse. There's extractors to extract the mass out of the planet. Now, if you look over here, there's your mass and there's your energy. This is keeping a track of your mass and energy on the planet, or what you have. This is what you land with. So you build these things to extract mass, and then you build power generators, and you also got power extractors that you can build out of the planet. Okay, to increase your mass. Now, everything on this planet, everything you do, needs energy and mass. This is where the economy of the game is so great. This is where it comes out. This is the fight of economy, because everything you build requires energy and mass, and you get 4,650, but that's all you get for now, and it's increasing by 20 and 1. You can then you will also need to build storage facilities to store. I'll explain that to you now, but this is the basics of it. So you build energy and mass. Everything requires, energy and mass. Hang on, let me just take that out. I want to just show you something. So, for example, I'm just going to highlight on this. So he's giving plus 10 energy, or plus 1 mass, and plus 20 energy. That's what he's giving there, plus 1. But everything you build and everything you create and everything you do is requiring this. So the war, you build extractors to extract energy. So on the planet, you've got various places where there are mass extraction points. And you've got various places where you can build power generators. And you can also build power generators individually to increase your mass and energy, so that you can build these things. If you run out of these things, everything takes 1,000 times longer to build. Not only that, you get engineers that you from the factories. Now let me just build something here. Okay, I'm going to start so that I can show you the engineer parts. So I'm going to start. Let's just say I'm going to build a factory there, barracks over there. Then I'm going to build some power generators over there. That's what he's going to build afterwards. Now everything's waypoint controlled, so you can pause the game and tell him to build the factory first, then build that, then build those power generators. Then he'll go off. Once he's done with the power generators, I'll tell him to build an air factory over there. Then I'll tell him, now I'm not doing this in any great order, it's not efficient. I'm just doing this because I just want to explain to you how this great game works. I think it was a tower. Was he building a tower pirate there? I hope that's a tower pirate. Anyway, there he goes. Now, let me just see how he's going to stand there, and there's the schematic. So he's building this. This is a robotic factory, and it produces robotic troops and soldiers. These are not humans or creatures in there. They're robotic. It's a robotic army. Now, while he's building this, do you notice that he's using -7 energy and -50? That's what you're losing, energy. -7 mass and -50 energy. If you notice, he gives 20 energy. He supplies 20 energy and he supplies 1 mass. But because of the building is taking 8 and 70, what's left is 7. You're losing 7 and 50. Now, this thing, you've got to manage this. You've got to get enough energy and mass. You can build whatever you want on this planet. You can build as much armies as you want. But if you don't have this, so this is the key core concepts of this game. Let's make this game great. So, okay. Before I get to all the storage parts, I hope I'm doing justice to this. I'm just going to show you the basic things of how this game actually plays and how it works. What makes this game so fantastic. You can zoom out, and as you'll see, you can look at all the big terrain from a big advantage. And you can also zoom back in. And of course, you've got the 3D part, which makes this game great as well. For 2007, 3D, like this. Oh, what a great game. So now that I got this factory, I can build what they call as engineers. And I'm going to place that waypoint for all my engineers. I'm going to build, say, 4 of them. And yeah, in this factory, I can now build lightly armored walkers, tanks, and whatever. And they're all robots, and you can place them wherever. But I'm just going to build this to show you what the core mechanics of this game, what makes this game, what's important in this game. The armies are great because you get different types of armies. Let me just go through that so you can understand that. In this game, your research is laid in tiers. You've got 3 tiers of research, and each engineer is also a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. As you advance through the tiers, you can build different units. Your factories can build different units, and each factory, I can advance this to a tier 2, and I can leave my aeroplane factory at a tier 1. So it's completely customizable. Now, each tier gives you more and more troops. And the last technology is experimental. This is where you bring out big robot walkers, big, huge robot walkers, twice the size, 3-4 times the size of my ACU. Destroyers, battleships that can walk on land. I mean, this game is nuts. Nuts. Fantastic. I'm no good at it. I always get beaten by the AI. The AI is not that great. It's not great rated as a great AI, but it beats the hell out of me. And anyway, I still play to try and win, but I'm always getting hammered by the AI. Okay, but I do my best. What makes this game great is that it's just such a, when you play it, it's such a you've got to manage your resources. You've got to see. It's a thinking man's RTS, and even the troops. You can put them in different formations, and you can tell them what to do and give them waypoints and make battle groups and control it from this area over here, from the top down, and synchronize your movements. Fantastic. 2007, still great today. Okay, so let me just get the engineers. So I want to give you another basic core great point about how this game works. Now here comes my engineer. This is key to the game. Okay. Now, this engineer, I'm going to send, okay, I'm going to move him over there, and then I'm going to tell him to patrol to there and to patrol to there. Okay, so what he's going to do is, he's going to patrol there, he's going to go there, and he's going to collect all these stones. He's going to collect the mass from these stones. So not only do you get these generators, these mass extraction points, where you both are obviously, both of you guys are going to fight over, because the more you have, the bigger the army you can build and the better units you can build. You also got to go, you also from the planet, you can extract mass and energy independently that adds and helps you. In fact, it's vital, because some planets you'll have forests and stuff where you can send your engineer out there to extract mass and energy from those forests. Your destroyed units, everything that's destroyed, if you in a battle and some of your units gets destroyed, the wreckages give you mass and energy, so you can send your engineers down there to reclaim that energy. Very important. Okay, so let him just go and do that. He's gone to go and do that, and I'm leaving him. He'll just keep going there and collecting for me. Now, as you notice, I put this little thing on. Now, I just wanted to show you. As you notice, I told you about everything using mass and energy. I put this thing on here. This shows me that while this factory is building, it's using 4 and 19. See how my energy and my mass is decreasing. If this thing reaches 0, you still build, but it's 1,000 times longer to build this stuff. Okay, so that's why you need mass and energy. Okay, I'm going to take that off just so that we can see. All right, so this engineer, he's going to see, because this will give me energy. Okay, these sort of things will give me energy. So I'm going to take him. While that's all happening, I'm going to put him, and I'm not doing this in the correct way. Okay, I'm just doing this just to give you guys an example of the mechanics of how this thing works. Okay, I'm not doing it as any particular brilliant build. I mean, don't follow what I've done here. You work out your own strategies, but that's the greatness of this game. Okay, so I've built these power generators. Now you notice that these little power generators have got lines here. What that means is, if I build these adjacent to buildings and storage facilities, I build them adjacent, it improves the energy generation, or it lowers or improves the energy that I'm going to use. It lowers the energy and the mass that I need to actually make these units in there, because this is like an adjacency bonus. So planning out your base is so important. Okay, because everything feeds on everything else. And you get adjacency bonuses that give you bonuses to the amount of energy used to a factory. So this factory would use way less energy than I would if it was a factory standing on its own without these power generators. Okay, so you're getting an idea of the intricacies of this game. I want to show you a little bit more as well. Okay, so my second engineer is coming out now. Now this ACU is busy doing that. Okay, cool. So my second guy, now what I'm going to tell my second guy to do is, I'm going to tell him these extractors, I need to build extractors on them to extract the mass from the Earth, from the planet, from this. So he's going to go on there in a waypoint. Everything's pausable, eh? So you can stop the game. That's another thing I love. It's not like a strategy fast click. In any situation where you are outnumbered and you've got too many units going and you don't know what's happening, you know, a lot of RTSs, we get all stuck with everything. You can pause the game and examine everything and then tell units to move here and make waypoints and whatever, and then let it go and let it run. Hey? I mean, I love that in an RTS. I love the fact that I'm able to do that. Okay, so he's going, and he's got a whole big thing there as well. If I press the shift button, it's telling me where he's going. And I can, in fact, move these waypoints and change them. And it gives me the ETAs of how long he's going to get to go there and when's he going to arrive here. Okay, so I'm just waiting for my second guy. Now, you notice these numbers are suddenly changing. You see, they go minus 13, then up to 28, then plus 13. It's because of these guys. These guys that I've got collecting here. They're adding to this pool. They're helping me in the initial stage, because otherwise I'd be stuck. You see, 12, 37. He's putting energy in there. Okay, so I've got my fourth one. Now I'm going to tell this guy. To build a point defense. Now, this is not done in any correct manner. I mean, I'm no expert at this game, but I'm just showing you how much fun this game is and how clever it is and how you have to think in this game. It's not just building units. There's so much clever thinking in this game, clever strategy. And you've got to watch this up here. See where my mouse is? You've got to watch the energy and the extraction points. The amount of energy using and the mass, sorry. Now, I'll just stop it there. Now, you notice these guys are building stuff. Now, you look how my energy is lowering and I'm getting more and I'm decreasing more. It's because each of these guys, when they're building stuff, they're using energy to build it. So if I had to put another guy to help him build this, it would be his energy and that energy that would come off here. Do you understand? So everything you use and do is requiring energy and mass. So you've got to be careful. Where do you have enough mass? Do you have enough energy to build stuff? To advance in this game, it teaches you that you can't just, it's not like you want to have a bigger and better unit. I want to advance to Tech 2. Yes, you want to go, but can your economy support your advancement to the second tech level? Because in the second tech level, everything is tripled in energy requirements. And do you have enough energy producing buildings and things to support that? This is how it makes you think. Getting my drift? Okay. I'm just going to take that off for a moment. I want to show you the map. You can also enable the mini map. You can take it away as well. It's completely customizable. You can decide what you want to look at in terms of your intel. For example, if I highlight him, you see he gets this big round, these circles and that. That's like some of your buildings, like your intel buildings, your counter intelligence, your omni overlays, your radar, because you need radar in this game. And the reason why you can build these huge radar statements in your base, and they decrease the fog of war, because this game's got the fog of war in it. I mean, strategy game with fog of war, that's important. Hey, yeah, your radar stations increase the intelligence, what they can see on the map, but they're not 100% accurate. Okay, it's not like you get this radar and then you can see it. No, it all depends. It all depends on how strong that radar is and where you've placed it and all these other factors. So you might see, I'm not going to build one now because I think that's in the second tier, but you might see, like you see these little icons, these are my guys here, and you can zoom out and see the big picture and see who's coming. You might see the enemy coming down here, but it might be in the wrong place, or they might, because your radar's not strong enough, or you haven't upgraded it enough, or you don't have enough of them, you might just get a wrong, they might not be there, or they might be there, but they're giving you the wrong unit names. Fog of war. And let me just give you an idea. You've also got counterintelligence. You can build stuff to counter the opponent's intelligence, to make him think he's seeing stuff in the wrong areas. Hello. Radar, sonar, omni intel. That's where I think you get those big because Forged Alliance I haven't played extensively like Supreme Commander, the original game, but I think you get satellite reconnaissance as well and satellite weapons. Robotic war in outer space at its best. Okay. Alright, so where was I? I was before I carried on there. Alright, so he's building all of that. Now, I wanted to show you something else before I finish explaining all of this to you. Okay, let me just... Okay, this is what I want to talk about as well. There's another thing that I love about this game, and what's so intriguing, I'm just going to take this off, is the fact that you've got 4,000 when you start, and you've got 850 when you start. On this game, you can build, and the only game I know of, well, there are probably a good couple of RTSs that now do it, but Dune 2 was the original one for me that made this seem so realistic. This is what I'm going to tell you now. Because you're limited to 4,850, that means you must manage it there. But you notice it's at 50 now. Now what's happening? I'm gaining in 50, but where's that 50 going? If I'm not using it, it's getting lost. So I need to now build energy storage and mass storage to store the energy for a later date when I'm gonna need it, because maybe I'm gonna build an army that's bigger than what I have energy requirements from. Where am I gonna get that energy from? I'm gonna have got storage energy facilities to store this energy, and where you place that's important, because the enemy's gonna target those things because it wants to destroy your capability for energy. It wants to get rid of your supplies of energy and your storage of it in the game. So while this game's going and I'm leaving it at 50, I'm losing that energy all the time. And I'm going to put my power, my storage facilities, just like I've managed it next to adjacent. I'm going to get an adjacency bonus where I place these next to buildings, and preferably energy storage adjacent to power generators. Okay, I'm not doing justice to this. I just wanted to give you a basic overview of how this fantastic, brilliant, wonderful game works. I'm just going to make some troops just because this guy's going to irritate me now, and I'll make some tanks and one of those. And one more thing I also wanted to show you. Okay, you can make aeroplanes and bombers in this thing, and they will patrol areas and bomb for you and all this type of stuff. But the important thing to remember is from this factory that I have here, I'll set the aeroplanes to come out there. Now I'm going to make a patrol from that waypoint to there, and to there. Now, I'm going to build some interceptors, to say 5. Now that is going to build these. Now these planes are going to come out and they're going to patrol this area that I've done. And each time I build it, this plane or item is going to patrol that area and shoot and kill everything in that area. So I can set up, and all I need to do is just keep building there. And I can take different factories and set up different patrol or bombing routes, and just make them, because I know that plane is going to go there and bomb over there. Okay, taking away the macro management of this, and as well as the pause function making. Here's one more thing I wanted to tell you. I just want to get this thing to where it is now. Now, I think I forgot. There's something I need to also tell you, which makes this game stand out. It's not that, but one more other thing. These planes that you make also require fuel, so you have to build little airfields as well, otherwise they get slow. They require fuel. Okay, so that's important to remember. I remember now what I wanted to tell you. Now, another great thing with this guy's over there, and any engineer, you could also put these guys on waypoints like that, and I just set it and they will go there. Any engineer or your ACU will build stuff, and he's building them. As you notice in this, I press the shift and I can see what route, and I can look at all the waypoints that I've made. Now this engineer is building that, but he's only building it by himself. Now what I can do is I can say to any other engineer or my ACU guy, please go assist him. So now I can forget about him. He will go and he will help this guy with whatever he's doing. Wherever he's going, on that all these commands, he will just follow him around. And I can take another engineer and ask him to assist him. And he will, but obviously, because he's assisting, he's killing some of my energy because he's working now. So he's using his energy is being deplete my energy because I've added him. So he's going to be quicker, okay, but he's going to suck more of my energy to add an extra oak to help me. Are you getting the idea of this game? You can then, with these engineers, that's not the only thing. You can, if I've got oaks over here, I can ask these guys to repair these guys. Repair them in the field. I can do a little, I can have my guys here and I can put the engineer behind them, just put a little waypoint or a patrol here, and he will just remain there and my troops will remain there. As these guys fight, he will attempt and repair these guys that are here. He will just, he'll be autonomous. I can forget about him. I can have this guy, one engineer or two engineers, one engineer just patrol the base, just here, like that, just in a patrol, and I can put another engineer and ask him to assist that engineer. Now he will patrol this side. He will repair and fix anything that's broken. Yeah, you just keep doing that until he gets destroyed, or you tell him not to. And if there's nothing broken, and as he goes along, anything that he can reclaim, he'll go off and reclaim that, then go back to his repair route. Go back to his route, and then he'll see something in the repair. Autonomous. I can forget about him unless he gets destroyed. I'm not doing justice to this awesome RTS. Awesome RTS. I'm just not doing justice to it. Not at all. Wonderful RTS. Thinking man's RTS. And the factions. One more last thing. The guys. Let me just. Okay, I'm going to think I've got a plane. I just see my planes coming out now. Now they're patrolling this route. And they will destroy and shoot anything in this route. So I can set up from my factories and my airfields different route patrols, different areas, angles of attack. I can ask them to patrol down here. I can ask them to go and destroy stuff and leave them. And all I need to do is generate more and more from this, and they will go and do those orders. Hey, once again, I'm going to say I'm not doing justice to this. I haven't even covered half of the brilliance of this. Half of the brilliance. What you can do in this game. It's so customizable in what you can, in your tools and the things that you can do and the strategies that you can employ in this game. You get vehicles and you get factories or buildings that supply like a screen, a plasma screen that protects you, that'll light up this whole place and protect you against missiles. You can build vehicles that are just like these. What do they call those things? Screen protectors. I don't know if that's the right word. And they put up an energy screen. And you can put them in a battle group and they will be the energy. So anything shooting at this battle group the rockets and that will bounce off them. It won't go in them and kill your things, depending on the tech level. And how to build this, where to build it, when to upgrade, when to build experimental units. Do you have enough energy? Is there enough units in the field? What's going on? This is what's going through your mind when you're playing this game. How, where, what do I have to do now? How can I get energy? This game just takes you on a journey. It takes me up. When I start playing it, especially in the skirmish map, I just lose track of time. It's such an awesome game. Go buy it. It's well worth every cent. It's worth 500 times more than they charge for it. It's better than most of the RTSs out there today, just in its pure mechanics and concepts. Can't say enough about Forge Alliance, Supreme Commander, as I'll say, the Forever mod, which I joined. You have to own a Steam. You have to own the game in Steam in order to join that. That mod actually improved the game. They balanced most of the units. They put in new units. They've improved the AI. They've brought it up to the 20th century. I was on there. I just joined the other day, and I went on there and played against myself. You also can play against other people. I've never played against anybody because I'm not used to it, and I just went on there to mess around. So I'll probably do a video on that as well, on how that thing works once I get to know how it all works and whatever. But my main focus is on doing playlists for my channel on obviously the skirmish maps. The skirmish maps and the campaign. The campaign you can play with all the different factions. And considering one more thing I'll say is also you've got different factions and each one's got different units, basically a lot of different unique units, different experimental units, and different ACUs with different upgrades and whatever. I haven't even gone through the depth because I still am learning this game. I still don't know everything about it. Your outside view, as you can see, can see all your little icons. You can control it from a grand level and a small level. I think I'm just gonna, if I say any more, I'm just gonna say the wrong things here. I think I've covered some of the basics that I can explain to you of the concepts of how this game works. I just want to say, yeah, please, I think that's the video. Please look forward to my videos on this that I'm going to be doing. And please subscribe. Please like my videos. Please like them. If you like them, subscribe to my channel. Share my videos with everybody you know. And please leave any comments or suggestions. If you've got any better ways on how this game works, I'll be more than willing to get your take on it. But I love this game, all right, as an RTS. So I think that's it till the next video. Sean from the Games Yard. Good day on you.